It is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Greens Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Okay, so the beer's calmed down a bit now, so we'll get to tasting it properly. Still looks great in the glass, you know, it's keeping its head beautifully. There was a lot of carbonation at the start, you can see how high of the glass it sort of was, but the nose is pretty good, I like it. There's definitely some nice malt and sort of like some noble hop character going in there. I don't know, I have really the worst palate in the world, so I can't pick out individual aromatics, but to me it smells good. Mouthfeel's pretty good. There's seems to be some phenolics at the end, which is sort of fighting that malt base, and it could be, I mentioned before, the fill height in the bottle. It could be some oxidation coming in. It's sort of getting you in the back of the throat a bit. The bitterness is lingering a bit too long, but sharper. Like when you initially taste it, it's you know, the bittering's nice, but it sort of comes back and gets you on the tongue. So I'd like to taste a bottle that was maybe bottled a bit more. Yeah, it sort of lets it down, that finish. Yeah, I think the base of the beer is actually pretty good. You know, the recipe, the recipe is pretty good. But yeah, I think it's just been let down a wee bit. Either with like fermentation, or maybe it was rushed to get bottled. Because even with the amount, you know, of sorry. Even with the underfilling of the bottle, there was a lot of carbonation in there. So it could be it just hadn't quite finished. And I found that if you've used one of the liquid British strains, or even some of the dried British strains from Mangrove Jacks, they tend to drop pretty early, and you need to keep them going to try and get them to fully attenuate. And it's happened to me. They've been the same gravity for a week. And even more, but they haven't actually quite finished, but they've just flocculated too early. So you need to like rouse them and just make sure they finish those 2-3 more points. Because it doesn't finish sweet, it finishes quite dry. I think the mouthfeel is actually pretty good, but it's just that that lingering finish. Like, in looking in the bottle, I was looking at the bottom, and there's quite a layer of yeast. You know, it's not just carbonation yeast, that's fermentation yeast as well, which is a shame, because I think you're close to a pretty good beer. So I'll make some notes and some scores, and yeah, thanks for sharing the beer. Cheers.